Hello everyone and welcome back to Cooking at Home. And today we're gonna go for a steak again. Now this is a video that I really wanted to push out a few weeks ago, however I just haven't had the time. I've been messing around with a couple of different projects to keep it a little different. However, we're gonna get straight to the point. It's a very basic steak. These are about 14 ounce steaks. We're using salt, pepper. Right now we're gonna give them a good old flipperoonie and just season well on each side. We're not gonna do anything too crazy. So on a hot cast iron pan, we're gonna heat that bad boy up with some olive oil. You can use canola if you want. Once the oil starts to smoke up, drop your steak right in the center. And if you have a big old fat cap like mine, just push it to the side just to kind of render all that steak. Now, a few things I don't like about this, oh, by the way, I'm using garlic, is that big white fat cap right in the center of the eye. You know, this is the best steak I could find. Asked the butcher over there at Costco to give me some other nicer steaks to cut me some 16 ounces like he did last time, but he didn't want to do it today, so we're going with these. So we're going to be using a butter basting technique. We're going to use 4 pieces of butter. You can go a little heavier, there's no problem with that. Just make sure you turn down the heat and tilt that pan down towards your direction so the butter is coming down towards you, almost like a river. And then with the spoon, just start splashing that butter on top of that steak. I'm going to put my garlic right there because it looks super nice, and just keep basting. How I cook it is about 2.5 minutes each side, and that's gonna give me about a mid-rare steak. Now we're gonna let it rest, give it a finger test, rest it for about 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whichever. I'm gonna sharpen my knife just because, you know, I want to make it look nice. Put the herbs on the side, and it's time to slice it open. Let's see, what do we got? And there she is, a mid-rare steak. Now, the one thing I don't like about this is that white fat cap right there, which I didn't notice until I was editing a few days ago. And you know what? I just left it be. It's time to make a steak for my neighbor. He asked for a mid-well steak, so we're gonna use the exact same techniques. This time, the only thing that's changed is that I'm using some Cajun powder, or blackened seasoning. Sorry, a blackened seasoning, which Cajun works very well. It actually tastes very well. So throw in another 4 pieces of butter because that seems to be my uniform. However, remember, you can always go a little heavier. I'll put my herbs right in the center, just let the butter melt. And same thing as before. Oh, and by the way, the reason I push the butter towards the top of the pan is because sometimes the butter gets isolated behind that steak and just cooks on itself, and it can actually burn. So keep an eye on that little corner in the spot behind the steak where the butter can be isolated because it can burn. And now we're just gonna hit it with some of that butter, some of those juices, let it rest again for 5 minutes, and slice her open. And we're going for a medium steak. Again, my neighbor wanted a mid-well steak, but we're going for a medium. So there it is, medium. Now, if we cooked it for about 30 seconds or more, it would have hit that mid-well steak where, you know, there's a lot more gray, it's not so juicy and not that appealing. And as you can see, the steak's still pretty juicy. It looks very good to me. Ooh, look at that. Now that's some good steak. So guys, there you have it, a very simple steak, very easy to do. Give it a shot. That being said, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the comments below.